Yes.
Everybody ready? Is everyone? Just getting ready to start.
Is considered job related.
Was there any other thing?
Or the cake is still down there if you want to go.
Oh, it's starting with cake.
Waiting
Still cake from last night. That was the biggest cake I ever saw.
Was it? I ate a piece when everybody left. I got a piece for myself this morning.
Huge. It was huge. It was good too.
It was very good,
Where did
Jimmy.
you get it, Montilla?
Yeah.
I like Montilios better than Condita Mice. Condita Mice, right? I like the cake, it's the frosting.
Yeah, the frosting doesn't.
It's
It's
like
that-
lard.
It is lard, it's that stuff they use on Cake Boss. You know,
I'm
right?
making mental note.
Alright, ready, guys?
Fondant.
We're gonna start this meeting. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to the January 9th Licensing Board meeting here at the first floor Boards and Commissions room. Before we start, I'm going to read the open meeting law. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible.
That's like the tip of it.
One is down.
It's-
I hope so. Very distracting. You guys all set now?
I think so. Yes, go ahead. You're on.
All right, just want to make sure. Okay, we have a very short agenda today. I believe we have maybe like 4 items on there. Yeah, 2 agenda and a couple of other small items, other business. We'll start at the very top. Agenda item number 1. Hearing regarding the request of the Quincy Chamber of Commerce for a special use permit, 1-day wine and malt license for a member event to be held on January 23rd, 2018, from 5:30 to 7:30, and it is to be held at the Office Link in Quincy at 1266 Furnace Brook Parkway. Miss Kristen Carey. Come on down.
All right.
Do I hear representing the chamber? You can stand right in front of the mic.
I know, I
Oh,
can.
there you go. You're on TV.
All right.
Want to say hi to anybody? Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
I don't think they're watching. Sorry, they're not my phone. So, yeah, we're having an event for the Quincy Chamber. I actually work at Office Link, which is the venue. We're members of the chamber, probably 50 people, beer tasting.
I got an email.
Beer tasting,
You got an email, you should.
I did get an email. Did you get one, Jay?
No.
No? I guess you don't rank, huh?
I'll get on them.
We have to get you on the email list. So,
Who's running the beer tasting? Is there a vendor
I
or-
actually, Devil's Purse Brewery, they're based in South Dennis, so they're all tip certified. They're gonna come up and bring cups and
All
a
of
couple
them,
of
bro.
small barrel cups. Yeah, typically it's small glasses. They say, hey, you know, this is our German style, this is our whatever. We have hors d'oeuvres. There will be snacks.
you gonna have hors d'oeuvres too, stuff like that?
There will
Okay.
be snacks, yes.
And again, it's an invitation type thing, right?
Yeah, it's only members. I think the chamber charges to get in, so
Yeah.
it's like $15 if you're a member, $25.
25 if you're not,
Yeah.
yeah. Any other questions by the board? Do you have any other comments? No?
I don't anticipate anything earth-shattering, probably.
Mr. Cahill's doing a great job over at the chamber. We appreciate him being there, so looking for a motion on this.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of the Quincy Chamber of Commerce for a special use permit 1-day wine and malt license for a member event to be held on January 23rd, 2018, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Event to be held at Office Link in Quincy, 1266 Furnace Brook Parkway, represented by Ms. Kristen Carey. Second.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of the Quincy Chamber of Commerce for a special use permit, 1-day wine and malt license for a member event to be held at January 23rd, 2018, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Office Links at 1266 Furnace Brook Parkway, represented by Ms. Kristen Carey. All in favor?
Aye.
You're all set.
Thank you. You're gonna mail me your piece of paper.
Yep.
Thanks so much, guys.
Good luck.
Have a great night. You should come, it'll be fun.
We'll work on it. Agenda item number 2, hearing regarding the request of the Cape Cod Getaway MS Bike Ride for a special use permit for use of Quincy roads on June 30th, 2018 for the start of the 150-mile 2-day bike ride from Quincy to Provincetown. Mr. Bill Sykes.
Hello,
Hello, how are you today, Bill?
I'm well, thank you.
This is about your, how many times have you come before us now?
This is probably fifth or sixth time.
That you've come through Quincy, and again,
Oh, we've come through 34 times.
yeah, but this is,
But this is my fifth or sixth time that I've come representing the MS Society.
and where are we starting the race?
Well, first off, it's our 34th annual ride. We have about 2,000 cyclists. We raised $3.5 million last year for MS research. The date is June 30th. We're starting at Quincy Blue Cross Blue Shield on One Enterprise Drive. We'll be building out on June 29th. Our registration opens on June 30th at 5:30 a.m. The ride starts at 7:30. And riders will be bused back to Blue Cross Blue Shield Sunday, starting at 12 p.m. We have parking set up with State Street and True Heritage Drive. And our route, if you want to know what our route is, I have that here. We're going to be on Newport Ave Extension, West Squantum, Quincy Shore Drive, C Street, Southern Artery, Washington Street, and Route 53. And we have police locations at West Squantum and Newport Ave Extension, Hancock Street and West Squantum, Newbury Ave and East Squantum, Quincy Shore Drive and East Squantum, Quincy Shore Drive at Furnace Brook Parkway, Quincy Shore Drive at C Street at Southern Artery at Washington Street and Route 53. We will have an ambulance on site as well.
And you plan to be out of Quincy by 8 o'clock in the morning?
It's pretty quick.
It's a very quick, yeah.
Yeah, and we also will put up the changeable message boards on C Street, letting the residents know that what's going to be going on that day.
And you've already touched base with DCF for Quincy Shore Drive?
Yeah, I
Process.
put that permit in back in November,
Okay.
but I usually don't get that till like 2 or 3 weeks out.
Oh,
But
okay.
I have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah,
with them,
that's,
so I don't
as
really
long as
see
you
issues.
make sure you touch base, and we don't want to have any other issues at all, so.
You didn't use Blue Cross last year, you used State Street, right?
No, we used it last
You
year,
used Blue Cross last year?
Blue Cross last year and the year before.
Okay.
We used to start at UMass Boston,
Right,
but because of all
yeah.
the construction, we lost all the parking lots. So we began a relationship with Blue Cross Blue Shield 2 years ago, and it's really worked out well for us.
Okay.
It's a good place to start, and they like to have us there. We like to be there.
Perfect.
Anybody in the audience have any comments, questions, concerns? Seeing literally no one.
You know how to reach out to our detail officer and
Yep.
we can give you a
Yep.
date.
Yep, I have a pretty good relationship with him too. And he actually helped me the first year that we moved to Blue Cross with some ideas on getting the riders out and that sort of stuff like that. It was very helpful.
Good.
Board members, looking for a motion.
What's that?
All set.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of the Cape Cod Getaway MS Bike Ride for a special use permit for use of Quincy roads on June 30th, 2018, for the start of the 150 miles 2-day bike ride from Quincy to Provincetown from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. This represented by Mr. Bill Sykes. Second.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of the Cape Cod Getaway MS Bike Ride for a special use permit for use of Quincy roads on June 30th, 2018 for the start of the 150-mile 2-day bike ride from Quincy to Provincetown. The event starts at 5 a.m. They start the ride at 7:30 a.m. and they're out of Quincy by 8 a.m. And it's all represented by Mr. Bill Sykes. All in flavor?
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. All set. That's
Thank
it.
you very much.
Bill,
Good luck.
Bill,
did you?
Oh, well,
you're a nonprofit.
Thank you.
You're all set, thank you.
You never know, flavor flavor.
We have a communication from the Massachusetts State Lottery Commission offering existing non-polling agents Keno to go at 5J's Convenience Store at 622 Hancock Street. That's a convenience store we just licensed about 2 months ago, I believe.
Is that the one down there,
So
Light?
that's, yeah, exactly. So I don't believe there's any issues with that, so that will be approved. And under other business, the only other item we have is the election of the license board chair. and vice chair. And we'll take nominations and do this quick.
Is the salary the same as last year?
The salary is the same.
I'd like to nominate Bruce Shealy for chairman.
Second.
Any other nominations on the table? Seeing none, we'll close it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Vice chairman?
I'd like to nominate Jay Duca for vice chairman.
Second?
He's done a wonderful job. I've never had a speech plan.
See, he had a speech plan. You didn't have anything. You're gonna get all the praise now.
I'm telling you.
Tell us how wonderful Jay is.
Did an outstanding job the past year. He's here all the time and
Most
That's
of the
good
comments.
comments. gives of himself to everyone. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have a second?
I'll second that. I agree.
Seeing any other,
You're just looking for another.
yeah, is there any other, seeing no other people being nominated, we'll close it. All in favor? Aye. Here we go. We have retained our chairman and vice chairman for the 2018 calendar. We've already published that calendar so far. I do know that the Secretary of State has posted September 4th as primary
Yes.
day. Is that going to affect our calendar at all? We stayed away from that, didn't we, when we did it?
Yep.
So we won't have to make any changes, and again, the calendar's subject to change if we need to, but for the most part, we try to stick with it. And we'll probably try to do one meeting in August and probably take July.
Well, we have one.
We have one
one
scheduled
each
for
month.
July, so we'll see how that goes. If we don't need it, we won't do it. Anything else? Do I have a motion to waive the minutes? Waive the
Motion
reading? Waive the reading and accept the minutes? Motion, all in favor?
If we said yes, who has to read them?
I believe it falls on the police chief. It starts on the left and we move our way down.
I'll third that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
We're not doing it, no.